Good evening, I'll call the meeting to order. And I'll do roll call. What's the date? That's the date. Call the meeting to order on 8th July at 6:03 p.m. And I'll do a roll call. Jen? Here. William? That's a. Nathan?
Here.
John?
Here.
Patrick? Chris?
I'm here.
The president is late. Clerk, I'm here. Lisa? Deputy clerk? Just I say here. Oh, Erica? Here. Treasurer Brenda? Here. And the attorney, Dan?
Here. There a motion to?
I'll make a motion to make
President?
Chris Samples Mayor Pro Tem.
Second.
Hold on. Yep, continue.
Oh, everybody made it, you know, so nice.
Made a motion, Jen.
Roll call.
Can't do all in favor.
And then,
Doesn't matter. Go ahead. You can do all in favor. This isn't money.
That's fine.
John made a motion, Jen second.
That's the time, that's every roll call.
Alright.
And on for the roll call, I'm gonna also address the Park League, Brody.
Here.
And Park Supervisor Brett,
Okay, we got here, motion satisfied.
and then we have a motion. For the meeting, Jen second.
I made a motion to make Chris Samples Mayor Pro Tem, Jen second, so we just need a
All in favor's fine.
All in favor?
aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
We should also note that our attorney's here. Dan, right?
Yep.
Yep. And that Brenda Onyemani, our treasurer, is here, and Erica, there you go, deputy clerk. Otherwise, I'll read the consent agenda items. Number 1, June 10th, 2025. Administrative board meetings. Number 2, bills payable dated July 8th, 2025 for a total of $165,073.03. Number 3 is outside meetings. There are 2. Number 4 is a surplus equipment, John Deere Gator and Ferric containment structure, ordinance 25-18, an ordinance authorizing disposal of personal property owned by the Village of Davis Junction, containment structure and John Deere tractor. Gator, sorry. Need a motion now?
I move to place agenda item 1 through 4, inclusively as consent agenda item, further item that all items be considered together as a consent agenda.
Second.
Does anybody want to remove any items from the consent agenda? That's true. Never mind.
Gentlemen, waiting.
So then we need a roll call, right?
Right.
Chris,
Yes.
Jen,
Yes.
Nathan,
Yes.
Should have asked it.
John,
Yes,
I move to adopt items 1 through 4 inclusively on the consent agenda in a single group pursuant to the omnibus vote procedure specified in Illinois Municipal Code.
Second.
Roll call.
Chris,
Yes.
John,
yes.
Nathan,
Yes.
Jen,
Yes.
Motion passes. 6:07. We had no items to remove from the consent agenda, so we'll go to report of the officers, and apparently the president is the first. Appointment and swearing in of a zoning, or I guess that's something we should skip until the president actually arrives. All right,
We have these really good ones.
yeah, we could do the utility, Joe. You want to just have
Dan, grab
Dan
one.
grab
while
one
I
out of it. Don't look at Dan. No cheating.
Eleven oh three Depot Street.
Next up is the clerk.
And for you. Actually, one minute. Request. I have a request on the 10th. Then I replied on the 12th, and I had another request on the 10th about, well, the first one was about a floor plan, I was denied. The next one was about about Orchard, Hills landfill, I replied on the 13th. Then there was a request, for information on the water tower lease agreements. On the 24th, there was a request and responded, I responded on the 30th. And there was another request on the 30th, a copy of the special use application for the solar plants. On Route 72, on July, the 1st of July, and about want to know about purchase orders, if we do this, so I can not just, you know. And that's all I have for the for it.
Anybody have any questions? Mm-mm. Next up is the treasurer and the treasurer's report.
Questions?
Anybody have questions?
We do a letter.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Report of the village attorney.
No.
Anything? No. Report from Parks Department.
I just had a couple things on here. First thing I had Lisa put in the board packet was the report that we receive, every time that the Flower Aquatics comes out here and treats the pond, surveys the pond. Obviously, I just wanted you guys to see it, so that you can see what we're paying for, what we're getting for the amount that we pay. I personally think it's a great thing. We would never know any of the levels of anything that we have out there, otherwise. So, for $3,000 for an entire year is, that's a pretty good deal for me. So just wanted to throw that in there. You guys take a look at it. There's a lot of things in there that we're in the good range of everything with the pond. So we look to be on the up with that.
Brody, is this just while the pond is new and getting up and going?
Yes.
It's nothing permanent?
No, this may be something that we continue to do. Just for the fact that, you know, that's kind of what I'm saying with the surveying and the reporting of the water levels. We would not be able to go out and test DO consistently and find out oxygen levels and find out what our, you know, algae cover and chara cover and all these, you know, invasive species. We just don't have the time to do that.
Were we doing it before?
We were, and there was multiple instances to where certain things happened with fish and the habitats out there that reflected poorly on the village by independent treatment. So,
All right.
They treat or test?
what's that?
They treat or
They do
test?
both.
Oh, they do both
They do
for
both.
$3,000.
$3,000,
Probably not too.
$3,200, I believe.
That's okay. It's close enough.
So,
Probably not a bad deal.
No, I'd say that's probably a good deal.
they,
So the manpower would take our guys to do it.
Yes.
It's close to this.
Oh, you have to also pay for whatever you're treating.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I get it.
All right,
Good with it.
sounds good, Rudy.
So just wanted you guys to see that. The next thing is just another touch and base on the Osled Park, pre-construction project. We have a date, they are Aaron's poll, is supposed to be sending out basically green light on the construction to start on July 23rd out in the park. Our last event is out here on the 22nd, so we should be all clear and, ready for them to go. So. Unless there's any questions about that didn't get answered last meeting. And then the last thing I have on here is just the discussion on the mobile food license. I know last time we talked about, calling around, get an idea of what other places are charging. Just for, transparency of the other 3 towns that I called Rochelle, Byron, and Oregon. Rochelle charges an annual fee. They don't do any 3-day permitting at all, of $250. So that's higher than we are, by about $150. Byron does offer the 3-day permit like we do for $45. So $20 more expensive than us. Oregon is $50 for the entire season. Obviously Oregon has a lot of events over there. They have 6 concerts a year when they have a family day out in the parks. So they're a lot cheaper than us, but they do it for the entire season. However, all of those places require a background check for each food truck. They require a background check, or not a background check, sorry. They require proof of the Oakland County license, just the same as we do. I spoke with Brenda earlier today, and we're going to look into and see our routes with background checks. Make sure that we're getting a fair price for what we're paying for and see if we can get comparable service for cheaper. So the only thing that I would like to, put on the agenda as of right now, we'll figure out the fees next time. We, between ladies in the office and myself, we think that it would be a good idea if we were going to keep profit sharing, which is currently at 20%, that we do a 14-day payment of profit deadline. Basically just saying you have 14 days to pay us after the event is over. Brenda let me know today that we did get the payment already from Elevated Sips, one of the vendors that was out here. So of all 5 food trucks that I talked to and vendors, they love being out here. So I would like to make it more enticing for them. So doing that deadline just ensures that if we do keep the profit sharing, that we get our payment on time and quickly. And on that note of profit sharing, we're currently at 20%. I think personally, Rochelle, Byron, and Oregon do not do anything similar because they do not have concession stands. Their concession stands are ran by the school district, which is completely different, obviously, from the city. So the city doesn't care what they make, they're still getting their flat fee. So with us having the concession stand and us expanding the concession stand, I think it would be a good idea to keep some of that still. But I think, depending on what you guys think, we should be closer to maybe 5 or 10%. I feel like 20%, is a little too high. And we kind of knew going into it that it was going to be a gray area that we had to figure out as we went. So I'd like to hear you guys' thoughts and see what you guys want to do with it.
I want to piggyback another one on there. Ogle County Fair, they ask for 15% from their vendors when they do the fair, but they also provide electricity for them. So that was another one.
Which we do not.
Right. I had somebody asked if we provided electricity. I said,
We don't have the infrastructure to do that.
We set up infrastructure for weekend in the park a long time ago.
We used to do. We
Just
just
in the wrong
we also
one.
do-
I say we took it back out.
Yeah, we used to spend a little silver, don't they?
If they couldn't come out here and do it, they wouldn't, they can provide their own, it's not an issue.
Harbor Freight sells them.
Yeah, it's just how much you wanna charge them. Does the fair charge them anything but 15%, or is
just
that?
ask for 15%, like whatever their
Yeah,
sales.
but that's, their profits, I'm sure. Is that all they ask for? Like he was saying that you get a flat fee from, $250 from Rochelle, is that what it was?
Yes.
No, they just ask for 15%.
Alright, See, I thought the percentage was better than having a higher flat fee because they're not paying for what they don't get. And there's actually no way to check how much they're really getting unless you check the sales tax that they were paying to the state, which again,
Could be
No.
fabricated.
Of course.
Yeah, so, I
Yeah.
mean, you're never gonna get it.
so, it's up to you. I don't mind coming down to, 10 or 15%, depending on really how much the trucks are making. But, we can discuss that, so I don't have an issue with it.
I do also like the profit sharing thing because that feeds more into how much you make.
Sure.
We're not charging you.
If they have a crappy night, we're not
Exactly.
charging them a ton of money. I
Um,
get it.
The only problem that I saw with just doing the profit fee and not doing a flat fee is. I feel as though you'd have people that, yeah, I'll be there, yeah, I'll be there.
Right, never
I
show
feel
up.
Be like coming and then they're not out on it.
Yeah.
So at least if we're still charging someone a flat fee,
They're gonna
they've
show.
already paid in a little bit to show up.
Right. To cover our expenses.
Yes,
No,
yes.
I get that.
But yeah, if you guys are okay with, I mean. 10%,
So you're comfortable with a flat fee and 10%?
yes, I'm comfortable with adjusting the flat fee at some point after we reevaluate our background checks and what we're paying for what we get. But I think, I mean, we made almost the same amount that we did last year, this year, in the concession stand side of things. So,
I'm fine with that. I don't know about everybody.
I don't like to go to 10%, but that's all right with me, I guess.
I mean, after we start looking at our stuff. we can-
It's still gonna round up, beats open the concession stand for all that stuff.
what's that?
It's better than trying to open the concession stand every time for stuff.
Yeah, but we're only charging them that fee
Yeah.
and the concession.
I
fee,
understand.
so-
I get it. I'm just, eventually maybe.
Get rid of it.
Okay,
Is that
well, if you guys are comfortable with,
Makes sense.
obviously you two as well. You guys are comfortable with stepping down to 10, I'll get with Lisa and we'll put it on. Are you guys also comfortable with the 14-day payment deadline?
Yeah, I don't have an issue with that.
We never know.
No, but I would.
Sounds good, really.
Okay, well, if you guys are good with that, I'll get with Lisa and we'll get that for approval on the next agenda. Thank you, that's all.
Report from the Public Works Department. That's you, right?
I believe so.
All right.
Besides what's coming up in the agenda, pretty much the norm, day-to-day stuff, so just playing catch up on a lot of things. So that's it, really. Pretty simple,
You're a man, a few words.
I know.
Thank you, Brett.
Community Events Committee.
We had a really nice turnout for our fireworks on Thursday night, if any of you were there.
Sure.
I mean, I think, like Brody said, and all of our vendors had good turnouts and stuff like that. I have a resolution for approval. I make a motion to approve resolution number 2532, authorizing a payment of $3,000 to Sunset Cinema.
Second.
It's not a payment, it's just for the.
Well, it's.
Did we not already authorize the payment itself?
No,
Oh.
you did, well, Bill's payroll. Right, we did.
No, that's not what I meant. I thought we had agreed to it, but we didn't have a contract at that
I
time.
didn't get it till Sunday.
So we.
All right. All right. Yeah, all right, sorry. We have a motion and a second, as John said.
Yeah,
Let's move
sure.
along.
Is there any discussion, Chris?
Yes, is there? We just did, John. Unless somebody else has more. All right. Roll call. It is money.
It's just.
Oh, it's just telling.
It's for both. Let's err on the side of caution.
Yeah.
Just do a roll call.
John,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Jen,
Yes.
Nathan.
Yes.
All motion passes 622. One thing I wanted to just go back real quick, for the July, next Fourth of July, that, we might want to consider stepping it up just a tad for the nation's 250th.
Thanks,
Just saying.
yeah, we've already talked about it.
Did I miss that?
After the 150th sesquicentennial, we talked about doing a much kind of a smaller version of that for the 250th, potentially on the fireworks, instead of doing the movie.
Yeah,
We talked about maybe a band and food carts and things.
Oh, see, I just thought we had a better fireworks display, but okay.
But something of that nature, the cost of the bands and the cost of the movie are very similar. So, we thought we might try something different for the 250th, something a little bigger, so.
Yeah.
We'll see where finances are at.
I can tell you right now, but.
Well,
Well, it's a year away, so let's just see what happens.
I did talk with Brenda this morning.
right.
I did talk with Brenda this morning. I would be interested, reaching out kind of how we did for the 150th to Waste Management and Will Hoffman and, everybody that we
look
got
for sponsors.
Oh, yeah.
sponsored from that.
All right.
And we got almost $11,000 in sponsorships. So, I mean, that's, even without moving our budget, that's a $31,000 show compared to this year, about 20,000.
I like that idea. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Finance committee?
No, there's no ratification of emergency expenditures. And on July 22nd, which is our next meeting, everybody needs to be here by 5:45 because we are going to, the hearing for the appropriations ordinance, if we pass before the end of the month. So, be here at 5:45,
Got it.
and then you'll get the agenda with the appropriations, links, DNA.
6:25, the village president is here and he can take over after he catches his breath. Take your time.
Where are we?
Parks Committee,
We are in park committee.
backside. Backside.
Apologize for my tardiness.
I need to be able-
Oh, sorry, I just assumed you were done. That was it. Thank you.
We're just going to parks or just finished parks?
Starting Parks.
All right, on to Nathan.
Brady and Screw did a great job. That flag that looks amazing.
Yeah, very nice.
Our third went off without a hitch as usual. Those guys been doing all that hard work that they do every day. It looked great and it was a great success as usual. So, pretty much that's all I have. Be prepared for look out for construction trucks and things of that nature showing up in the park. It's going to start changing out there very rapidly over the next few weeks. So just be aware, park is gonna be open, but sections of it will be closed off. So, obviously pay attention to closure signs and whatnot. So
Well,
part of the path will be closed off due to the construction too. So it will make walking unable to do a full loop, but you'll be able to run back for extra walk. So, but yeah, round the ball time is monthly, but everything else should be open. That's all that we ever have now.
Mm-hmm.
Public Works and John,
What?
streets.
Oh, streets and dishes, that would be me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Chris.
That's no problem.
Sounds water, disregard.
Make a motion to approve resolution number 2534. Approving and authorizing the purchase of RAS/SAW pump parts. Nope, I'm sorry, I'm off one. Never mind. I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2533. Authorizing it, approving and authorizing tree removal services from Plat 10 Tile for $4,745.
Second.
To whom?
I don't remember the name of them either.
Is it?
Oh, I can look.
If it's not already in.
No, it's not, it's not.
We'll get that in discussion. So Chris makes a motion to pass resolution number 25-33. John seconds. We're going to discussion
That's-
for
I
whom.
got the wrong one. Hold on.
So what this is, I'm some of you may be aware, I'm not sure, that there is a tile that runs all the way through the Harvest Glen subdivision. Just to take care of some of the water issues, but there is a section of tile, if you basically take Harvest Glen Drive and you dead end into the field, very west end. There is actually a tile that runs south from there for about, give or take 300 feet. And then turns and starts that tile going east all the way through the subdivision. Anyway, the tile, the north-south piece of tile, which we come to find out we do not have an easement for. So that is all grown up with trees. We had a problem this past season with tree roots getting into it, so we had it jetted. This is basically a company coming in that's going to grub out all of those trees, take it down to ground level. We'll go in, we'll treat it, kill everything off, and then at some point I'll probably will jet the tile again because of the root problem. So it was plugging the tile up, which was building up into the field to the west there. So I did have to get permission from Joe, Harvest Glen, Andrew, whoever, to basically be on the property because we do not have an easement to work there. So they were great about it, no issues, do what you need to do. So this is to take care of that problem so we can maintain it from here on out.
The company's Nobles Grove Land Management LLC.
Say that again.
Nobles Grove Land Management LLC.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Money, roll call.
Nathan,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Jen,
Yes.
Passes at 6:29.
No.
Anything further, Chris?
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
Go ahead. Well,
If everybody, I'm sure everyone has noticed that the signs are up by the tracks for the closure that'll be starting next week. So they're hopefully going to finally be repairing those tracks. So might get a little smoother there, but obviously we've got to deal with construction for right around a week. So
Did like the detour.
the detour is awesome. Love it.
wow.
We were afraid it was not gonna work out in our well.
So. Well, I got Chris. Thanks.
That's it for us.
All right. Anybody have anything on behalf of Patrick?
Yes. Yeah, let me make that. I'll make a motion. So I read it once already. Why not a second time? Make a motion to approve resolution number 25-34. Approving and authorizing the purchase of RAS/WAS pump parts for wastewater treatment for $5,117.33. And who are we buying?
Oh, that's from LAI.
From LAI.
LAI. Chris makes a motion to approve resolution number 25-34 to LAI in the amount of $5,117.33. Jen seconds. Discussion on that.
These are basically parts, obviously it says that, for the RAS, basically to rebuild a RAS or WAS pump. RAS is return activated sludge, WAS is waste activated sludge. So Brenda can tell you these been on the budget for several years. We're finally pulling the trigger on this. So basically it's just gonna be parts to set on the shelf. So if one goes down because of redundancy issues, we can go ahead and do a quick in-house rebuild. So that's what these are.
Further discussion? Roll call, please.
Jen. Yes. Nathan,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
This is at 6:32. Anything further from wastewater? John? Public Works and Water?
Make a motion for resolution number 25-35. Approving and authorizing the purchase of well number 1 valve project parts for $7,000.04
Core and Main.
Huh?
Parts are from Core and Main.
from Cora in Maine.
Close enough. Second, sorry.
John makes a motion to approve resolution number 25-35 in the amount of $7,000.04 to Core and Main. Chris seconds. Any discussion?
You want that, Jim?
Yeah, we're, no. Already made the motion.
Good discussion. I didn't know if you wanted to say anything about it.
No, I think you've, everyone knows what this is for, right? If not, Brett would have an update.
Yeah, no, and this is, we've talked about this several times. This is the parts for the valve project that we need to do at well one in order to prepare ourselves for the potential filter project of next season. So I believe I think we've all discussed that a couple of times, but this is the actual go time. So this is the parts, and Core and Main. Unfortunately, you'll only see one quote because that's where we have to buy the parts. Same as, not to backtrack here, but LAI, it's the only place we can buy the parts for the RASWAS. We are water and wastewater. This is very common issue. So, but just for the parts.
Thank you, Brett.
Any further discussion? Roll call again.
Chris,
Yes.
Jen,
Yes.
Nathan,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
6:34.
Okay, the next one, just, make a motion for approval of resolution 25-36, a resolution approving and authorizing installation of well number one valve project parts for $88,311. I believe that's from Stenstrom.
Correct.
Extension.
Second?
Just kidding.
John makes a motion to approve resolution number 25-36. The Stenstrom in the amount of $8,311. Nathan seconds?
Yeah.
Any discussion on that?
This is to put the parts in the ground.
So
So
we just
this is
authorized
something
to buy.
to do the work.
To put Core and Main's parts in the.
There you go. So that's all that.
That works. Thank you, Brett.
Good. Thanks, John.
Any further discussion? Call please.
Chris,
Yes.
Jen. Yes. Nathan,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Motion passes 6:35. Anything further, John?
That's all I have this evening, Rick.
Anything on unfinished business?
I do not have an update tonight, Rick.
It's not here. All right, we'll move on. Public,
Oh, wait. Oh. Wow, sorry. Maybe not. Never mind.
public.
The-
This is Nathan Egbert, still a resident here. I'm trying to see if I can revamp the softball league we used to have out here. A couple years ago, I used to play out here. So like 14 or something like that, I was involved in softball league. Seeing if
They're here.
I could do a good
Oh,
job, see if I can.
All right, well, there you go.
I know where it is.
Why did it go away in the first place?
I
Oh, you don't know?
have no clue, I was just a participant in a little bit this time,
Brody, why did it go away?
Just for background, so in it, and talked briefly last week, so then softball last year was my first year out here, basically got nixed because of the alcohol garbage, the cigarette garbage, cigar garbage, and just garbage in general. You know, we haven't talked much. I told them to kind of come and propose it to you guys. I didn't know if any of you knew that that's kind of why that went away. The only thing that I would ask from my end is that there will be no alcohol and no smoking. Specifically because that's, you know, one of our ordinances is no alcohol parked without a permit and there's no smoking. So, that would be my only two things. I think it would be a great thing to have out here again. I know you mentioned that you guys have a couple of teams that they go. I think that would be awesome to have, you know, obviously for next year, the park being in construction this fall. But again, I just wanted to get you guys' thoughts on it and introduce you guys to Nathan.
I have no issues with second chances.
I didn't even know it went away.
Yeah, there you go.
That was easy.
I mean, obviously talk to your guys. be respectful out there again, and there'd be no reason why you guys can't say.
Yeah, I think say one thing, I mean, the alcohol consumption would be something we could. You can say, no, don't do that, but the cigarettes, I don't know how that one.
You best take it back to yourself, obviously.
Yep, well, yeah.
We do have we do have an ordinance in the village that says you're not.
That says
supposed
not
to
to,
spark.
so-
Yeah, okay.
We also
Yeah.
have fireworks.
No, I'm just saying, it's already there, so it's, you know, whether or not people follow it, it's a whole nother story.
I remember
But
hearing
it's
that.
there.
There's ranch shows left out there.
Yes. If it's, you know, saying it without saying it, if it's a respectful, you know,
Yep.
respectful relationship and you guys pick up after yourselves and we don't have a problem, I have absolutely no problem. I think that's a great thing that we will be able to do out here. So that's my thoughts on it.
Your best friend, like a Boy Scout thing, just no traces left behind, you guys are gonna go stuff.
If you take care of this very bad.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I'll wait out there myself.
I mean, if that's what has to be done, then, yeah, but I don't see anyone here having a problem, you know.
Let's see, we got consensus.
All right, well, we'll get together and work something together.
All right.
Absolutely.
John Sepper, someone's gonna know a little bit. So I've had a recent reoccurring issue that I was told the board is the one that has a rule or something in place where the clerks do not waive late fees on water bills for any reason. Well, a couple months ago, I had a bill that came like 3 days before it was due in the mail. And so it wasn't a big deal. I caught it and paid it, and I think I called and mentioned something about it. But I was just told that that's, you know, they're dropped off at proper time, and then that's the post office's fault if I don't receive it. So fair enough, didn't matter at that point. The next one, my next bill came probably 2 days later or prior to being due, and sat in my mail file for 5 days. And when I did get to it, it was late. Same thing, call. I was honestly assuming it was gonna be a simple like, oh, no problem, we'll waive that. No, it was, the board made the decision, it was like, it's a not discussing, no negotiation. But surprisingly, because I thought it was gonna be a really easy conversation. But I said, whatever, I'm busy, I mean, we appreciate the parks, you know, I'm coaching baseball, so I'm late and out of breath and tired, but. So now I got a bill this time that was late. But what's interesting to me is this one is actually postmarked the 25th.
Does have two postmarks, but by the way, because there have been people that came in with two postmarks, we put them in the box on the fourth. Some
Okay,
people that have come back, they have a postmark of June 7th and the 25th.
Okay.
So my question is.
What's that?
I'm just-
Comments on chair.
How are we're not in control of the post office and we're doing our job.
I agree. You're doing your job. And as a resident, I get my bill and I do my job and I pay, right? But so the simplest thing is that I'm a resident, you're the board, you're the village. And we both are like, oh, the post office is messing us up. No problem. We'll waive your late fee. That's the solution. I mean, why? There's no waiver cost in my building.
This month, we know we had a really bad experience with the post office where people weren't getting them until the 24th, 25th, or possibly after. So I did ask the office to waive the late fees on the ones coming in this month. So if you did have one this month
No, that would in June.
or June,
Not all.
I don't even get one.
not all of them, just the ones that we know that. Well, you said you knew we had the ones that had problems. That were showing up because the postmark was late.
I know, yours got 2 stamps on it.
What's
Well,
that?
Yours got 2
I
postmarks on
had
it.
something ahead of time because I knew this, somebody may come in. But we offer email billing, which the email billing is sent the same day those bills are clocked into the mailbox. Bills are due on the 25th, every single month. Every
Bills are
single
what?
month. So bills are due every single month, the 25th. Does not wait, it does not change unless it's the holiday or weekend, 25th, bills are due every month.
They go in the mail on the 25th?
No, the bills are due.
They went in what day did you say they went in?
Like a defensive thing, I'm saying that, here's the postmark, I'm the resident that paid here's 3 years for my statements where I pay my bills, and it's like. I'm not coming here to attack you, we agree, the post office is the issue, email billing, I get tons of emails a day.
We've had a month.
You said June you were gonna waive them.
We've had a
Is that what
month.
The ones that were just new, yes, June.
Well, it sounds like it was one of them.
And then call it flyers that they don't believe us we did.
Okay.
I apologize, it's my hearing loss, you speak up. for me.
Okay. So where do you get tagged almost every day? People call, they think, they call us, they don't believe us, that we put them in the mailbox. They don't believe us.
Oh, they don't
We are being.
But again, with June,
So,
being that we know there was an issue with June. And especially with the lates on June, I asked the office to, anybody that comes in with a problem, and whether it's a legitimate problem or made up, we can't determine that, but. Asked them to waive them for June because we know there was a problem.
Okay, let's ask an honest question then. Though. If I call, I don't know what access, things would have, but you can pull up my account, right? My bills have been paid on time this is 3 years back. I mean, there has to be, and this is per year, but I always feel like I love the subdivision one. Every time I come here, it's almost like I'd rather go to the DMV sometimes. You know, it's not, if your hands are tied, you're getting right. This is what we do. We don't, and that's unfair to them too, because a situation like this, I understand that you put this in the mail, but all I'm saying is, look, it actually is postmarked again for some reason, the 25th. Not my fault, not your fault. So why am I being punished? Because I have email.
So are you gonna get the email billing now are you gonna, have you requested the email bill be sent out to you?
So is that,
Does that make it happen?
Well, then, no, I'm just saying then you're on the hook for it if it comes late through the mail, because, no, you are, because you have that option to get an email bill.
And I
Correct.
actually get a paper bill, correct?
That's right, but if it doesn't get to you because of the post office, then it's on you.
It's not.
Yes, because you made the choice.
What choice?
The choice to how you wanted to be billed.
Right.
You know the email is gonna get there to you, right?
No, but email is gonna get me. It's the point. Why?
You don't have an email address?
I do have email.
Well, then
I get a ton
you
of
can-
email every day.
Well, then you would have to rely on the post office.
this isn't getting anywhere.
No, wait.
Yeah, I agree.
If you get it through email, I'm saying going forward, I'm willing to, Rick said, he's gonna waive that one. But going forward, you're making a choice not to get it to an email address that you know you'll get.
I don't wanna send.
Or a bill that's due every 25th day of the month. So you know when it comes, and you know you could have an email.
There's a third option.
That's your choice. So if it's late, if I'm just saying, if it's late in the future, then it's on you. That's all.
What do you have, Brenda?
Make your choice.
Option, look at your green bill. Look at your green.
I see the green bill.
There's a PIN number on
I
there.
mean,
There's a PIN on there.
Yeah,
And
there's a PIN.
on our website.
well, the account came there, but you can't read because of the way it was printed. We go back and
There's
check
a
all
PIN
the,
on there,
Huh?
that's your PIN,
Oh,
that
right,
little
right.
PIN is your PIN.
they're in, but you
So
can't
if you
read.
go and view your utility bill,
We gotta do this for years. I come in and try to talk to you.
Put it
It's
in the
a fancy setup, like the same, I feel like you're.
no,
No, I'm just telling you, you have an option now. Going forward, it's on you. If that's unacceptable, that's your problem, not ours.
Listen, we can get you the PIN that will be legible. And at that point, you would have the third option to be able to log into the website, see your
Yeah,
bill.
what I currently use is whatever account I go in and I pay it, because I had issues in the past, with the same thing with the post office where I was using my bank to send them. And by the time the bank would print it and get it here,
It's too
and
often.
I hate that because that was my fault, but it's. I get a ton of email, like it's due the 25th.
Well, good.
But I'm also like all of you busy, that's why I use the mail, because it's the best thing for me. I see, there's the green card, there's my bill.
Yeah, but we all know this. Our post office sucks. I'm sorry to say. Our post office is horrible.
And we can probably
So
find
I don't
out, too,
rely on it.
does all of our mail go into the suburbs to be processed?
yeah.
It's not, it's just
They,
not,
they literally take it from here into the burbs, process it, then bring it back here to
Yeah.
distribute it.
but it's because they switched the post office.
It doesn't go to Rockland.
Oh, you know, the Carroll Street, yeah.
It's usually a stamp on the postmark where it goes.
But that's a choice.
But again, third option is once you figure out what your PIN is, and if you've logged onto our website to pay your bill in the past,
That's what I use.
you should be able to pull up your bill.
You view it, there's a place on our website says you bill, then you put in your address at that point, we've made an account, after you put in your initial PIN, make an account, you can go view your bill anytime.
Right, that's how I pay it. All I'm saying is this is the way I
No,
do it
no,
and what.
it's a different way. Pay your
What's
bill.
wrong with auto pay?
Two different
Hey.
tabs.
Auto pay works really.
But it is on there to be able to view it without
No,
having, if you know it's due the 25th.
What's that?
Auto pay, I used auto pay as well.
I'm glad, I'm glad you've all enjoyed your options, but because the option I choose, the post office screwed them up.
Just as long as you know that going forward, if it's not paid on time, it's on you. Cause you have three options, one of them's gonna work for you. If it doesn't, whether you're too busy or the mail gets lost or whatever, there are plenty of options, then it's on you.
Yeah.
And we won't waive late fee.
Yeah,
That-
absolutely fine, I
Alright.
appreciate it. But the only thing I asked him, why does it take me coming here to resolve? That's the hardest part of this is, I called, I think there was 3 bills that were happening, right? I called the first time and said, hey, this was really late, I paid it, no big deal. The second time, it was late and I paid the fee. But then the third time when it happened, and I said, why am I told, well, you have to go to a board meeting, to resolve this? I feel like they should.
They can't make that decision. That's why they tell you, they can't make that decision.
They
That's why
can't
they tell
send
you.
you an email or like. But this is a resolution that anything like this is got to come to a board meeting.
Well, no, once we realized there was enough of them, and I came in and talked to the office and had them do it.
But it wasn't 3 months in a row, so.
No,
No, it was the last one, I just said,
Yeah.
the last 2 came on time, it was like right up to the.
we knew we had a problem this month because of the post office. Or June.
Well, then this will be late.
It should be
I
wait.
paid the bill, I didn't pay late fee, and then I got the one question I have too is, did you change something? Because the recent one now has, like, this has a stamp on it, it didn't used to, so is that a different way it's gonna be coming out?
No, we have to stamp it.
About 2 years now. Yeah.
Do you want to see the issue, look at down payments for anybody else that might have the issue? And how they're being affected?
You know.
You know what I'm referring to?
Yeah.
Please look at that.
We're small.
Oh, I guess.
Use that.
It's magically mine.
No,
That's the
but if you-
Oh, why wouldn't it be yours?
Yeah, who else would be that?
Well,
Now, the past new one definitely has my pin level. I'll just show you, you'll see it.
Oh, it's all blurry without these. I don't see.
Yeah.
You see what I'm talking about?
We've been out there and.
It's all clear. Are you good, John?
Yeah, I just wanted
All
to
right.
see what I'm talking about. Bottom.
Public?
Canadian flag on it.
Well, I do, but John,
What's that?
somebody to.
I said it has a Canadian flag on it.
John,
So where is the
did
pin
somebody
number?
keep record of your name or address or anything? We should.
Oh,
wait,
My name's Sandy Moss.
No,
I know his name, yeah.
John
still on time.
Where is the pin number?
Yes,
It's
I
right there.
actually had 3 things.
It's supposed to be a pin number.
Oh,
You can't see that. What the hell is that?
Let me show you the late fee one, what's loud and clear, so that's what's supposed to be there.
Let me see the.
Wow.
Quite
But,
Not that it would solve anything in
Where's
this
the
case, I guess, but.
right there. I'm got my thumb sitting
What's
on
on
it
the
right
green
there.
one?
Nothing. It's half cut off. It's just a bad print.
Yeah, that's small to me. My eyes are 58 years old.
well, I put these on.
There's only so much room.
He's got it on the pink one.
They always follow.
Absolutely.
It's occasional, like. And sometimes they do come like that.
Yeah, I had a problem.
Well, maybe,
I have a problem with my water bill too. It was too large,
What was yours this month?
10,000 gallons.
Oh, you used more than I did.
Yeah, I had to fill up the pool.
Oh, no. That happens.
I'm too cheap to come get the one down here.
Mine was only 7,000.
It's a hassle.
We're as ready as we're going to be.
Just needed to make sure the person that I'm gonna ask rhetorical questions to can actually hear me.
Oh, we don't like rhetorical questions. You better be ready for answers.
This is public comment, not public question and answer, even though.
That is a weak stance. I want to be able to make statements without having my.
Hold on.
John?
Wait. One point. I just want to know what the time limit is.
No, now I get to ask the question. John, that you've been paid approximately a little around take home $3,000 so far this year for your work for sitting on this board for more than 6 months. Your agenda item regarding the tile agreement continues to sit there. I asked you about it 2 weeks ago with the hopes that perhaps you'd have some progress then. Since then, we discussed it. You sent exactly 8 emails this year on behalf of the village, and most of them being okay and yes. So what exactly are you doing on that tile agreement, and are you waiting until the tile breaks and there's an issue there before you want to do something about it?
I have done no work on the tile agreement.
Which is apparent by the 6 months that it's been sitting there. So are you intending on doing work on this, or are the taxpayers gonna continue to pay you to sit there?
My only response to you is I have not completed the tile work.
Okay, great.
And that would be my response.
So I understand you're going to continue to sit there and collect a check without doing the work that you're been elected to do. So my second one is you guys are hosting a public hearing for the appropriations at 5:45 on July 22nd, which is costing this village a little over $500, give or take, to have a separate hearing as opposed to incorporating it into the administrative meeting, which would have saved this village money.
You're
At the
no,
same time that you guys are asking to pass a highly negative budget. That doesn't seem appropriate. That seems like you should have put your public hearing into the administrative meeting like we've done for the last couple of years and save ourselves some money that is much needed in this village. And then my last item for you is a show and tell. So I've known for years that none of you guys actually read what you guys are signing or approving. And so after the last meeting, I FOIA'd the lease agreement that you guys approved. This is the signed lease agreement. We can all see the highlighted section from here. That is on your formal document. Your formal document with signatures on it has a blank in it that somebody was supposed to fill in about who the tenant is supposed to contact for emergency access. There's supposed to be a name and number in there, but here we are with a nice agreement that I still vehemently disagree with because of the language in it and a blank to go with it.
Great.
That's all I had.
Anything further, public? Charles?
Innocent bystander, friendly fire.
And there's pizza. What's that? Oh, by all means.
I do want to compliment Brody and the Parks Department on the work they've done this year. I know there's been a lot of humorous feedback on Facebook about the condition of parks and everything like that. This year, normally I coach football, this year I'm coaching baseball. It's been a blast. He's always available, easy to work with, to contact. And we came out, we did the Meridian game on the anniversary party celebration. That was a lot of fun, a lot of good food, and everything went well. So just we do appreciate that.
And he's doing it understaffed.
With that.
Well, thank you, John. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Johnston.
Thank you for ending on a
I
high.
did not.
We still owe you. And you don't have to. Anything further from public?
motion to adjourn.
Second.
John makes a motion to adjourn. Chris seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Hearing no nays. We're adjourned at 6:56.